Hello, and welcome to my anniversary special full show watch-along of WWE Rebellion 1999, which took place, as you can see on the screen, in the UK. I don't know exactly where, actually. I should have done my research, but it's somewhere in the UK. And yeah, it's 25 years ago today that this event took place. So we're going to watch it back and see how it's aged. I will warn you now, we're not going to show this full show here on YouTube because copyright law is a thing, guys. Did you know? So you're going to need your own version of the WWE Network or Peacock or whatever your international equivalent is to be able to watch along. So yeah, what you need to do is pause this video, then go on to another device or another monitor or whatever and fire up the network or Peacock or whatever and get to this point where you're paused at 0000 on Rebellion 1999, and then unpause my video, and then I'm going to count down. I'll do 3, 2, 1, then hopefully an audible click, and then I'll show about 5 seconds of footage just so you can check that you're synchronized enough for your satisfaction for this watch along, and then it'll fade out to just a still image. So that's how it's going to work. So yeah, pause this video, go get yourself set up, because the next thing I'm going to do is the countdown. Alright, I'm going to assume everyone's done that, and what we're going to do now is hit play. So again, it's going to be 3, 2, 1, then hopefully an audible click, but if not, then obviously there's the 5 seconds or so of footage as well. So, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it's just the stinger. But, there you go. There's about 5 seconds and then faded. Hopefully you can judge if you were synced from that. It's pretty chaotic. Oh my god. Okay. Showing how much they know about the UK. Kick some bum. It's interesting how, like, even as recently as 1999, the stereotype was all prim and proper and posh and what have you. We hadn't been like that for like 100 years at that point. Nearly. Okay. We're getting like a custom intro video. Like you get at the start of Raw or SmackDown, but we're getting one just for Rebellion. Okay. I like it. It's on Sky Box Office. Was this ever broadcast in America, or was it only on Sky Box Office? Because that's a weird thing to have on the display on the network. And that sort of implies that's the only place it was broadcast. Maybe that's true. Are we going to have commentary? Ah, there we go. It's Birmingham. I've already seen an anti-gay slur sign. 1999. Like, how long has this been on for? Just over 2 minutes. Oh, Michael Hayes and Jim Ross. Jerry Lawler couldn't be bothered, I guess, which is fine by me. Right, we're kicking things off with Jeff Jarrett and Deborah. He's got a vacuum cleaner. I guess he's still doing his misogyny thing from the last watch along. Oh, that's not Deborah, it's Miss Kitty. I just saw a blonde with Jeff Jarrett from a distance. I didn't really take any longer to process that. What a stupid question. You could ask why he has a vacuum cleaner or something. But what's he got with him? Is that a vacuum cleaner? Oh. Raw on a Friday night. That's interesting. Campaigning against women. Jesus. Birmingham. Why is Miss Kitty just okay with this? She is neither cooking, cleaning, nor pregnant currently, by the looks of things. Wow, cameraman just zooms in on a woman after he says hideously ugly women. That feels like victimization. Oh, that definitely feels like victimization. Jesus. Oh, actually, to be fair, he picked on a bit of a goth-looking one. That's more of a goth joke than a your face joke. Ref, handsy, easy, Tiger. Also, when we say woman, she looks quite young. I'm guessing she's a plant, so I'm guessing she is old enough to be hitting the head with a guitar or whatever the hell's going to happen to her. Is that vacuum plugged in? And £1,000 is better than $1,000. This is amazing television. We're watching a woman vacuum the ring at the moment. Badly. Great improv by Double J there. That's why he became WCW and TNA champion. Oh yeah, okay, so definitely a plant. I wonder who she is. Does anyone know? Does anyone know who she is? Uh-oh. We're starting off with some vacuuming and a man assaulting a female fan who looks young. Maybe assaulting a child. China's still associated with top heel Triple H, but is definitely babyface in this feud. It's so weird. Triple H is like, yeah, I'm the biggest heel in the world, but even I'm not a misogynist. Like, yeah, go take care of your business, China. Well, we're 7.5 minutes in, and so far we've watched a woman vacuum, and then a male professional wrestler assault allegedly a female fan. We're off and running with the Attitude Era, guys. Oh, now we're going to see a coin flip. Riveting. So is this a rigged coin toss, or have they just agreed the two finishes? Depending on which it lands on. The easiest is a rigged... Yeah, the easier option is it to be rigged. Why is he mad at a coin flip? And it's not even... He's mad at not even the guy who tossed the coin. The expression is don't shoot the messenger, Double J. I've been to a show in the UK with D-Lo there. He was a lovely guy. Very entertaining wrestling as well. Like it's funny, like, he's just like, you know, a lower mid-card guy in WWE terms. But when you go and see him, you go and see like, just an indie show with some very talented wrestlers on the show, might I say. But then D'Lo Brown shows up. The difference in, like, crispness and what have you is startling. That birdseed or whatever it was that Double J put all over the mat is still there, by the way, I noticed. So yeah, the two options, let me know in the comments which you think it was, is a rigged coin toss, or they did a legit coin toss but didn't bother showing the coin. And basically have a finish planned for if the IC title's on the line, and a finish planned for if the Euro title's on the line. The logical thing to do is rig the coin toss. That's the obvious thing to do. Oh, come on, don't leave. I'm guessing, are we going to see China again? Or is D'Lo going to chase him down? Yep, D'Lo. I hope security keep an eye on those brummies, make sure no one's nicking that IC title, pawing it off. Whoa, that's quite the D'Lo chant. Yeah, exactly, Michael Hayes. I couldn't have said it better myself, although I probably said it about equally, just before you. Chimmel is God. There's a massive Tony Chimmel fan in the crowd there. Yeah, they got big banners up saying Sky Box Office. Maybe this was only... Was this only in the UK, like, even broadcast? Let me know in the comments. I was going to look it up, but I can't be bothered. Again, name dropping it on commentary. Interesting decision to just not broadcast it to America. Seems a bit like you're just looking a gift horse in the mouth. Is that in the mouth? In the mouth, is that what the expression means? Like just turning down an easy opportunity. They could have just simply broadcast it to America as well and made more money. Even if they didn't make much more money, they'd have made more money. I don't think anyone in the UK ordered it on Sky Box Office because the Americans can't. Like, I find that hard to believe, that the exclusivity in any way made it more appealing. I know Brits have some weird fascination with hating Americans sometimes, but not to that extent. That is, I'll spend money because the Americans can't. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. Nice. Single arm DDT. That's what it's known as in WWF Warzone, and that's still what I know it as. He knows all the moves. Knows every single one of them. Which, as we know from Chris Jericho, is at least 1004. That wasn't a sky high, that was a powerbomb. I don't remember D'Lo Brown having 2 earrings. Or even 1 for that matter. Was that short-lived, or am I just really unobservant? What, like euthanizing them? Because that's taking it to another level, JR. There we go. This adds so much to the impact of the leg drop. There you go. Whoa! I'll tell you what, Jeff left that pretty late. Pretty late. Way less than half a count. He didn't leave that late. Nope. Oof. Okay. Why? Is he bleeding from the mouth at all, or are you just saying random things, Michael Hayes? Oh. I strongly suspect, not knowing the results of this show, that there's probably not a whole lot of title changes. Is there a women's tag title? They like to change those these days when they're abroad. It'd distract me as well, to be perfectly fair. For goodness sake, Shaky Jake. No guitar shot, just a vacuum cleaner to the face. That's motorway robbery in the UK, JR. And kiddie robbery, no, cat burglar. Come on, Michael Hayes, the pun was right there. I should have been on commentary in 1999 as a squeaky 11-year-old, not these guys. Yeah, I can't quite believe that either, considering he didn't even want to defend the title once against D'Lo. Why is he now offering to defend the title against a woman who just beat him up? And what is Miss Kitty's deal? Like, I don't mean in respect to that. Like, I get what her deal is in terms of people finding her attractive. I mean, what is Miss Kitty's deal with, like, what's her character and what's her character's motivations for being absolutely fine with Jeff Jarrett and the way he talks about women? Has no one told her she's a woman? Someone should notify her. It's quite important information for her to know, considering who she associates with. Hey, speaking of women, I've also seen him at a UK indie. He had his own hoe train from the local strip club. Fun fact. And he was lovely as well. But I mean, they're there to make an appearance, you know, they're there to put, like, if you're not lovely when you're being paid to be, like, a special attraction, like, I don't know what you must be like when you're not being paid. So you got, what, 5? What a franchise. Godfather franchises out the whole train. Look, you can open your own place, should we say? For as long as you pay Godfather 20% of your profit. Michael Hayes saying he wants to be a pimp, apparently. By the way, is it just me, or are these ladies even more revealingly dressed than the usual? Like, I don't remember them being in, like, thongs. I remember them being in, like, you know, like, crop tops and boob tubes and like, short skirts and stuff. Oh, Lord, says JR. Oh, no. Mrs. R is watching. Yeah, there you go. I hope my wife ain't watching. Well, JR, unless you brought it to the UK, apparently it's a UK-only broadcast, so you're good. You're good. There's no witnesses or anything. But yeah, didn't they all used to be like... dressed. Like, dressed revealingly, but dressed, right? And also, I love how he's got a jacket that says Pimpin' Nationwide and got the US outline on it. Classic babyface move in the UK. To have a US flag on your, not US flag, US map on your, attire. That cameraman's getting some very specific shots. Where is that cameraman? He's just invisible. He's not even there. Oh, there he is. He must have moved. Is Godfather the shortest man to have ever done the over-the-top rope entrance? Like, I'm not saying he's short, but he's not, like, pushing 7 feet either. I think he's about 6'6", isn't he? 6'7". Which isn't short. That's a huge man. But, like, when you compare, like, him to the top rope, it's, like, up to his chest. So, I watched Stevie Richards' YouTube channel sometimes, and I heard that Godfather was mad when he got made to join Right to Censor, and I can't blame him. He was probably shifting merch, and his routine was to come out with some scantily clad women, have a bit of a dance, cut the exact same promo over and over again, and make tons of money on merch sales from it. Well, I'm not surprised he was mad when they took that away from him. Anyway, Godfather Gangrel. This is like the most Attitude Era mid-card match ever. Wait, what title? Oh, we're talking about a different match again, are we? Oh, good. Right, just disrespecting the people in the ring. Gangrel just spitting on the fans. Lovely. Why are the hosts still in the ring? They've had plenty of formal warning that the opponent's coming. Oh. I love how he just says, get out of the way. And Gangrel very kindly just does back out of the way. Look at Godfather, he's a gentleman. I mean, he might refer to his women as hoes, and he might sell them to people. But he's a gentleman. Oh, God. Attitude Era. Could have just got them out the ring before Gangrel got in. Why? Oh, 6'8", apparently. So, yeah, probably about 6'6". What do you mean, no technique? Clothesline's a technique. You can't just make a pun that's fully intended and then say no pun intended. That's not how no pun intended works. It's the opposite. You're just supposed to say pun intended. Unless he actually didn't mean that one, which I kind of find hard to believe. Weird of a guy, like, I know it's a different technique technically, but weird of a guy whose finisher is basically a DDT, just with a slight lift, to just use a DDT as his first offensive move of a match. Just as a casual move. Also, the DDT is like the 90s Canadian Destroyer. Used to be one guy's move and very protected and very deadly, and now just gets used in like most matches. She had a distinctly American sounding voice when I heard her going, "Come on, you can do it." She didn't sound like a brummie anyway, did she? Come on, Godfather. I'm going to buy this show on DVD. Actually, it's all a video then, wasn't it? I can't do a good brummie accent, but neither can she, is my point. I was going to say, are they going to talk about this match at all? But JR is now calling it. During Gangrel's entrance, they talk about Triple H, The Rock, British Bulldog, pretty much anyone but Gangrel. And then during the match, they would talk about Jeff Jarrett and China. Like, I know you've got to big up what's coming on the show. But, like, yeah, also pay attention. I know I'm a fine one to talk about paying attention. Scoop and a slam. Off the ropes. Godfather Mania running wild. Ooh. I was going to say, imagine he'll be the WWF champion if that happens. Oh, wow. JR actually saying Birmingham. Well done. That's how you can tell who's the baby faces when they're in Birmingham. The heels say Birmingham like it's Alabama. And the babyfaces say Birmingham because they've done their research. It's an interesting debate, actually. Oh, are we just... Right, we're just done. Cool. Excellent. Not that hard fought, was it? That was a decently lengthed match for the caliber of investment people had in the actual wrestling. Like, people just want to get the hose back in the ring and watch Godfather have a dance, right? Well, I mean, more watch them have a dance. Hey, easy there, Charles. Watch where your hand's going. There's a UK reference. Oh, Tim White getting the whole treatment. Look at him. Yes, go on then, Tim. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, you lay down voluntarily, Tim. Yeah, took it in the waistband. Wow. Okay. Card subject to change, I guess. Unless it just doesn't change. So far we've had misogynistic heel, pimp, and now porn star. Attitude era, guys. By the way, in no uncertain terms, completely screw this guy. Sean Morley, I mean. Val Venus, the guy who now owns the name Val Venus, seems the sound guy. But not this Val Venus. Not Sean Morley. Screw this guy unequivocally. But the guy who bought the rights to his name and then set up a website selling pro-trans merchandise with the profits, like, with Val Venus's name on it, and the profits going to a trans charity. Power to that guy. Guess what he's going to say, guys? What do you reckon? What do you reckon he might say? Never saw that coming. I did not know that. Was it in the UK? I thought the 2003 one was in the UK. It's played with one ball at a time. I would say rugby's rough a lot of the time. You could say that about most sports. What a rubbish promo. And that's not even taking into account the fact that I just outright dislike him. That's just my actual opinion on the promo. So now we've got a black man with chocolate written across his chest. And now he's called Sexual Chocolate. I'm so glad Mark Henry eventually got to, like, do what he's built to do, which is be really destructive and vicious and, like, dominating, you know, in the Hall of Pain era. Because I know he was green as grass and, like, apparently not the best, shall we say. But, he's, like, you look at the build of him and they book him as, like, a sexual predator and a cowardly heel a lot of the time. And it's like, what? I said the last match, nothing's ever been more WWF Attitude Era mid-card than that match, but maybe this one actually has it beat. Val Venus versus Mark Henry. And he's to run him over with a car? Seems a bit harsh, suggesting that he run him over with a car. Oof. I mean, he's the world's strongest man, and Val Venus is not the world's heaviest man, so stands to reason Mark Henry would probably be able to pick him up. The thickness. Are we down with the thickness, guys? Ooh, oh, actually, I shouldn't quote them anymore either. Why do people have to just... Yeah, that's the full question. Why do people have to? Why can't they just simply not? Oh. Country name redacted, leg sweep. I'm going to guess probably not, seeing as it was Jeff Jarrett's idea. And he didn't even want to defend the title once. Against D'Lo, he tried to walk out on that match. I don't know why he would then volunteer to defend it again. Oh, into the knee. +60-inch chest. That's crazy. That's a big boy. Oh, is that it? Okay. Another nice short match. I'm not complaining that these matches are short, because I don't think any of these matches have the capability to go like 15-20 minutes and be good. So yeah, I'm here for it. Haha, there's a sign! How do you know what's on Val Venus's doors? I asked that fan. Incredible. Incredible. And Val was genuinely a bit mad at it, even though he's a babyface. He acknowledged the sign and got a bit mad, like... Funny. What's he got? What's he got in his hand? I mean, it's the only time if he wants the match tonight, I guess. It doesn't matter if the Rock counts to 3. It took him a second to notice that she got hit in the head with a bin. It was funny that he threw it. You heard the clunk. Both Shane and Vince looked back at Bulldog, then looked and then panicked. That was funny. That was funny. That was so bad. Okay. Business picking up. I had a major crush on Tori as a child. That the residual carries over. I can't think why. I don't... You know what? It carries over as like an instinctive thing, more than it still being my opinion, shall we say. I mean, I don't think he intentionally threw it at Stephanie's head. I think that was the implication, was that was an accident. But okay. Okay, so this is a 4-way for the Women's Championship. Jacqueline. Okay, so we found out who's going to hold the match together and carry it. Jacqueline's actually, like, you know, a decent worker. In completely the wrong era. It's wrong. It's wrong. You know what's wrong? The women not even getting a full entrance because they're just in such a rush to get past this. Okay. Another good wrestler. I think. I don't know. Like... It's weird because the people I think of as being like good wrestlers from this era were good for the era. I don't know how they would stand up today. Like, I'm curious, people that know more about these women, especially outside of WWF and what have you, how they would suggest that these women would do. Because again, Ivory's another one who I think of as being a good wrestler. But, like, Was she, or was she just a lot better than the sort of the Sables and Sunnies and what have you? Ivory gives you the horn. What? What, that sign? I agree. They're probably still talking about the British Bulldog thing, but I'm talking about the sign. Heinous, you can't justify that. What a weird sign to take to a wrestling event. Okay, Luna takes down Ivory. The other two just kind of spectating. Do they all just hate Ivory? Is that the story here? The build? Okay. That wasn't bad actually, that vertical suplex by Tori. Float over was fairly decent as well. Why do they all hate Ivory? Can we have a bit of backstory, please, commentators? Yeah, you won't be saying that by the end of the year. / middle of next year. Why would... I wish... The one thing I would love to... Well, I say the one thing. The one thing that's currently in my mind that I would love to eradicate from wrestling is wrestlers doing things that make them look utterly stupid. And all 3 of the other women now have gone for a pin right in front of the other 2. And, like, it just makes them look stupid. Because that's not how you win a Fatal 4-Way. Because they're not just going to let you win. They all want to win. They all want the WWF Women's title. It's so... I hate it. It's so dumb. It makes them look like they don't understand wrestling. And I don't think that's ever a good look for a wrestler. To look like they don't know how wrestling works. That said, back in the EWA days, I did have a wrestler whose entire gimmick was he didn't understand how wrestling worked. But I guess that's different because that's like his actual gimmick. These are supposed to be competent, potential champion wrestlers. Why are they both going for a pin? Again, do they not know how wrestling works? You're making a big mistake by doing what? Nearly getting pinned. I don't think that was, like, voluntary on her part. Right, stay out of it, Tim White. This isn't you dancing with the hose now. We don't need you in the middle of this. Okay. Guess what? You see her looking around for the approval of the crowd. Is it? Oh my god. Hayes. It's because you're in Lawler's seat doesn't mean you have to be like Lawler. Why are we just throwing women at Tim White? Yeah, they're well known as kickoffs. Well, this match was about what I expected for an Attitude Era women's match. Despite having 3 talented women and Tori in there. That feels harsh. That feels really harsh. But like 3 supremely talented women's wrestlers for the time. And then Tori did fine as well. Like, you know, I'm not saying anything bad about Tori. She did fine. But, like, they did not make the most of the fact that they had, like, quite talented workers in there. That was stupid is what that was. Stupid on many levels. Just go pop this on your face. He didn't sound very brummy either. He sounded more like northern, more like Lancashire or something. Speaking of not sounding like where you're allegedly from, Bulldog has never had a Manchester accent. Why would you be the referee? Do you see the delayed reaction? It was so funny. They watched the trash can fly, then looked back at Bulldog, and then both sort of did the Scooby-Doo double take, the I don't owe an apology for hitting his daughter in the face with a bin. Didn't even make an insincere apology. No, thank you. Yeah, I am right. And before taking his revenge on Jericho, took a slight detour via winning the tag titles again. Here we go. What do you think he's going to say? Birmingham. I take back what I said about babyfaces knowing how to say the name and heels not. It's just JR actually does his research. Why has he got like a plain microphone? It looks so weird without the big square thing on it. Yeah, true. There it is. Okay then. That was very unpredictable, all of that. Never saw any of that promo coming. I always forget he has Mr. Hughes until he appears on screen. Every single time I see Jericho in this era, I always forget about Curtis Hughes. Until he appears in his sparkly shirt. I like the way he's a manipulator. Michael Hayes, 1999. Checks out. Look at that angry, that scowl. Like cartoonishly scowling. That's not The Rock. I hate to tell the owner of that sign, but you're showing your sign at the wrong time. Yeah, and like, Jericho was obviously going to bring Curtis Hughes. So, like, why did Road Dogg not bring some moral support? Like, I don't know, his tag team partner? Feels like if I were a babyface who was part of a group and I was going up against someone who always has his bodyguard with him and whose bodyguard quite often gets involved in the matches and it interferes in the finishes, I would probably just bring one of my friends, not to cheat for me, because I'm a babyface, you know, but just to keep an eye on him. Road Dogg was in Street Fighter? Oh, he is. He's getting some. He's getting the fist, mostly. I love how they were watching on the monitors, didn't even realise until, like, it literally hit the table that they were behind them, then, the commentators. That was funny. And it makes sense to watch on the monitors, like I'm not criticising them for that, it just tickled me that it was like, ah! Jump scared by the people who were watching on the monitors. By the look of her pupils. What are we on now? This is the 5th match, right? And we're like 50 minutes in? Yeah, nearly 50 minutes in, and we're partway through the 5th match. And, like, we've also had a woman hoovering a mat. We've had Jeff Jarrett challenging China. We've had a China interview. We've had Bulldog going to Vince McMahon's office and throwing a bin at Stephanie for some reason. Like, this has been fast-paced. This is like the sort of quick-cut editing of YouTube, like, for the short attention span, but in wrestling in 1999. Oh, there's another homophobic sign. Excellent. You just have to. Again, you just have to realize that you're gonna see it. I guess if you're gonna watch Attitude Era stuff. Yeah, it's there's another one. It's at least 3 homophobic signs I've seen now. I just don't like looking back, it's so cringe. It's so like, I don't know, I'm just not a fan at all. Like, but remembering back, harking back to the day, we didn't see anything wrong with it, and that sucks, by the way, and we should all be sort of apologetic by default over the fact that no one really saw anything wrong with that. It just sucks to go back and see it, like, you try not to focus on it. Try not to focus on it. Can we get rid of the banana, though? It's very distracting. I mean, aside from the message on it, great idea taking an inflatable banana as your sign. It's not even Jericho, is it? It says Jenko. Anyway, I don't know who Jenko is. But, yeah, great idea taking an inflatable banana as your sign instead of an actual sign. That's hilarious. But then to waste it by writing something so asinine. What do you say, dog? Mostly woof. I hate that the referee's like, what do you say, dog? What do you say, dog? Huh? What do you say, dog? And when Road Dogg eventually answers him and says no, the first thing the referee does immediately after is goes, what do you say, dog? It's like he just said no. That was not the smoothest version of that, What? What authority are we talking about? He did nothing authoritative there. Ask him. God damn it, Jericho. What are they chanting? It doesn't really sound like Jericho or Road Dogg. I don't know what they're chanting. Where? Why are you pointing that out right now? There he is. The cartoon comedy scowl is really tickling me. It's like, must look angry at all times. Oh my god. But it's not injured anymore. He rehabbed it. Okay, fair. Oh my god, will you stop? It's like Michael Hayes is like actively objecting to talking about the match in the ring. Has anybody ever? Did he just kiss him? Looked like he was going to go for a bite, but then he held the bite for like microseconds. It just looked like he kissed him on the cheek, like, oh, isn't that nice? I'm not sure it's appropriate in a fight where you're mostly otherwise trying to beat up the person. Like, and it didn't even feel like an insulting, like like a psychological kiss, like, or one with a message. He just sort of kissed him on the cheek and then just carried on. I'm guessing what he actually did was whispered in his ear what was coming next. But it looked really weird. Jericho not bothering to whisper it in the ear, though. He's just full-on shouting it seems. I don't know what he said, but I certainly heard him. Unless it's not. Okay, well, we're going to put you to the test, Hayes. Oh, no, we're not. He said if he gets this match is over, and I thought he was actually going to lock it in, but he doesn't. German suplex. German suplex. Nope. Boop. 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 I saw Jericho checking where the ref is several times there, and was like, "There's something happening here," but it seemed like Jericho was trying to flail his arm into the ref's face, but no, he was trying to get the ref behind him so Road Dogg could just flat out punch him. Hey, at least the chair shot was to the back. Is he just going to pin him, or is he going to lion salt him? Some paralysis. Jesus, we're going a bit dramatic here, aren't we? I mean, the ref hit the mat, but Road Dogg also kicked out, I think. I don't know. Whatever just happened, it was poorly executed. He doesn't appear to be paralyzed, JR. That's the good news. Oh! In the ghoulies. You can't believe that Chris Jericho would cheat, really? You not been watching JR? I mean, I was about to say it's a decent match. Great is a stretch. So what else have we got announced? We've got Triple H and The Rock in a cage. We've got, which is ironic because I've been doing some research into cage matches yesterday, and then literally today I have to sit down and watch one, which is kind of fun. I don't have to, I choose to. Right in the daffing down dillies. Yeah, we've got the cage match, we've got Chyna and Jarrett, and we've got Bulldog and X-Pac. Is there anything else announced? There's no tag title match because we just saw the tag champion. We've just seen both European and Intercontinental champion in the opening match. Has Big Show got a match? Were you fed that line? That very much felt like he was fed that line. There's a time and a place for throwing a bin at a woman's face, and it wasn't then. Vagina envy. Alright, one, I doubt you have a 10-foot pole, and two, China's not inviting you to, good sir. Maybe the cage match is just going to be, like, super long. Because there's, like, an hour and a half, nearly, of this 2.5-hour show left. And we've had, like, 5 matches. Wait, we had Jarrett and D'Lo. Then we had Godfather Gangrel. Then we had Venus and Henry. Then we had the women's match. Was it then we had Jericho Road Dogg? I think so, yeah. So we've had 5 matches in the opening hour. We seem to only have 3 matches left in the closing hour and a half. So what... Is this even going to be a match? Why did Jeff Jarrett just volunteer to wrestle twice in one night? Seems a strange decision for cowardly heel Jeff Jarrett to make. Without having a plan. Sir Anthony Chimmel? Love it. Victoria Flair. Of a bulldog, I think, specifically. And that was the joke, Hayes. So Anthony Chimmel is God? And you can't teach that, ladies and gentlemen. It's also highly illegal and she did it right in front of the referee. You know, it's, what, getting his legs swept out from under him? I don't think it is. Ticket sales aren't great. Actually, they probably would be in 1999. At least he's a heel with this gimmick. Because, like, all the other chauvinists in WWF are babyfaces. Oh, except Mark Henry, I guess, now. Oh, we love a UK crowd for the air horns back in these days. Right up. Alright, so one of 3 remaining matches and it went less than 4 minutes before we had a dodgy finish. Just because she called him ugly. I mean, to be fair, if he made an unprompted, uninvited, unwarranted comment about her looks, you'd be all over him. I'm just saying. Bit of equality. Referees finally noticed. Same reaction time as Vince and Shane backstage before. Miss Kitty's once again loving watching this man assault a woman. Like, I know the focus of the entire WWF creative team at this time was not on character development for Miss Kitty. But, like, why would she be okay with this? I mean, I was about to say, what's that got to do with getting a title shot? But yeah, he did just assault Triple H's bodyguard, friend, girlfriend, whatever she was officially being recognised as on screen at this time. And he's the WWF champion, so actually not a bad shout for Bulldog. Morally, maybe. But logically, pretty good. Pretty good decision making. Oh, that caught me well off guard. I was not expecting that. Okay, so we had a Big Show match advertised, apparently. I don't know. All I know is we've had 6 matches, and we're 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds in. There must be a winner in this match. That's unique. Usually, we don't bother with winners. We just have a fight, and then after a certain amount of time, just go, good show, shake hands, and walk away. It's still super impressive that he can just slingshot himself over the top rope. At nearly 500 pounds. Whatever he actually weighed. It was a lot. Right, so who are we fighting? Kane. I remember now. I remember it was on the, yeah, it was on the screen, Big Show and Kane. In a no DQ match. Cool. Okay, this one might get a little bit of time. A little bit of time to have some carnage. But still, there's now 3 matches left, I think. That's insane. That's insane. Kane, this might be, is this giving too much information away about me? Am I about to get doxxed? Kane, well, Big Show, Kane plus me, I'm trying to think how to word this. Kane plus me don't weigh as much as the Big Show. The difference in Kane and the Big Show is more than what I weigh. which is insane. Like, I'm not a big guy, but I'm a full-grown adult man. And Kane is like 2 full-grown adult men. And Big Show, that makes Big Show like 3. It's crazy. Kane's 7 feet with his lifts. Has Big Show got lifts as well? Yeah, he's got lifts. It tickles me that it was such a big guy industry that these guys who are like legit pushing 7 feet tall wearing lifts to appear bigger. That tickles me so much. Like, if you're 5'10" and a wrestler, I understand wearing lifts to try and get to that 6 foot limit and look comparable size to some of the, you know, the 6'3"ers and what have you, not look completely overshadowed. But when you're like Kane's probably a legit 6'8", 6'9", something like that. Big Show's probably a legit 7 foot, if not maybe like 6'10". You don't really need lifts when you're that big. But whatever. Can you? Does he do a Bronco Buster now? He was already a human being, JR. Just because he was a psychopathic human being doesn't stop him being a human being. What was he before then, eh? A spider monkey? An emu? I don't know. Trying to think of random animals and can't summon any to mind. Bosh. Oh. We had 3 signs in the crowd there. One was Kelvin, one was Dippy, and one was Norm's dad. That's a weird nickname. That wasn't close to a near fall. That was a near fall, Michael PSAs. Literally, near fall means close to being a pinfall. A successful one, a 3 count. So if it's a 2 and a bit, that's an... I shouldn't be explaining this stuff to Michael P.S. Hayes, who began wrestling in 1592. He's got a good game plan in this fight. What he's doing is attacking the other man. Exquisite. Barely. There we go. Now it looks like he's putting some pressure on. Otherwise, it just looks like they're having a lovely, awkward cuddle. One knee in both kidneys. Kane has always done a flying clothesline as far as I can recall. That was not introduced because of X-Pac. What are you talking about? I think one of the most overrated parts of the Attitude Era, and I think there's many, but I think one of the most overrated parts of the Attitude Era was the commentary. Like, JR had some excellent moments and overall was a very good commentator, but people overrate the commentary. I think the first truly great commentary team in the Attitude Era was when it was JR and Heyman, which was kind of on the end of the Attitude Era. Also, shout out to Michael Cole and Taz, who were probably the second best commentary team in the Attitude Era, and no, I'm not kidding. At all. Hurting for certain. They can't decide what they're doing. They eventually do decide. Reverse DDT. Yep. Same call, JR. Same call. We're both great at this now. Wow. Calling that a leg hook would be generous. He just sort of groped Kane. What's he doing? A really awkward Boston Crab transition. It was really weird how he like dragged him around the ring to do it. Maybe they needed the positioning near the ropes. What's Earl Hebner doing? Checking that Big Show doesn't want to submit. He just tapped. He just tapped again. And again. And again. If I had £500 on my back, I would simply take it from my back, take it to the bank and deposit it. It's a UK currency joke, guys. He let him go because his legs were hurting from squatting, I'm guessing. Whee! Wow, they heard me go wahee apparently, because I didn't hear anything else. I heard an air horn and me go wahee. Didn't hear any contact. Kane not a massive thigh slapper, I don't think. Elbow drop dodged by the sit-up. It's funny, like... So, Kane has a very particular... And Undertaker does it as well. Has a very particular way of lying. Oh my god, that was a weird looking DDT. Before doing the sit-up spot. So you can spot it coming a mile off. The solution to this would simply have been to always lie like that. But they never did. They never adopted that style. I wish someone would take that air horn and shove it somewhere. And I'm surprised anyone around him hasn't. Or her, but probably him. That's quite male-coded behaviour, isn't it? Taking an air horn to a wrestling show. Pow, right in the kisser. You know, that's actually a good point. I hate to admit it, but that's actually a fair point. Well done. Yeah, a broken clock is right twice a day and all that. Well done, Michael PSAs. I know. I was about to say it's about time we got some no disqualification-ness. Boop. I thought he was going to tombstone him for a second then. Oh, that well-known finisher of Kane's, the body slam. That's quite a lame finish. To a fairly plodding but not terrible match. But I'm always a big fan of professional wrestling matches finishing with a body slam. And then the guy just walking away immediately. Like, he's not even fazed by the thing that just cost him to lose the match. Yeah, probably not. They work together. Boop, boop. That little wham bam was fun. The little kick head. They were the two sound effects that the chair made. That's not the order things happened in. Oh. Well. I don't care about China. One person popped before everyone booed him for saying that. So to clarify, you don't care about China. I guess me saying Bulldog attacking China was a good way to get to Triple H was a lie. Or at least a misjudgment on my part. He doesn't own the word game, JR. He calls himself the game, but that doesn't mean you can't say the word game in any other context. If X-Pac weighed 217, then Big Show weighed 800. I'm just saying. I see what you did there. So this is the semi-main, right? Oh, we're getting through. We've got an hour and 3 minutes remaining now. Still, there's only 2 matches, it seems, announced. We're going to have a Rock promo, obviously, but that's going to be like a few minutes, 5 minutes tops. Yeah, I was going to say like that kid. And it's just a massive Union Jack. He's come home. Don't forget, guys, you should support this man no matter what he does, because you're from the same country as him, and we all know everyone from the same country unanimously loves each other. That's not up for debate at all. World Job 4 Power Slam. Okay, the air horn guy actually came in useful. Never mind, take it back. Oh my god, is Bulldog stronger than X-Pac? I never would have thunk it. From Manchester-ish. I don't believe for a second he's actually from Manchester. Not with that accent. You talk about quicker than a hiccup. No one else has ever said that. Except because they've heard you say it. Who apparently didn't weigh in at all because he just told them 217, trust me. Trust me, bro. It's not even home. I'm from Manchester kind of area, and I've only ever been to Birmingham like once. It's not home. Then again, WWE tried to tell us that Drew McIntyre was home in Wales, so you know. I will say, like, for those people who are like, the Attitude Era is the peak of wrestling and we should go back to the Attitude Era and blah, 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 blah. Right. We haven't got to the main event yet, so you can't talk about the main event if you're going to answer this, because I'm not asking about the main event, because I know that's probably going to be alright. What about this show? This near hour and a half, this 60% of the wrestling show so far is it is making you wish we went back to this. Like what of this show do you miss? Is it the excellent women's wrestling? Is it the opening 5 matches being like 4 minutes each? Or whatever they were? Is it men beating up women? Because, by the way, I don't have a problem with intergender wrestling, but other than the China Jeff Jarrett match, there hasn't been a lot of... And even that, we just had Bulldog beat up China straight after, like 4 minutes in. Yeah, we're not talking about intergender wrestling. We're just talking about, like, a man making a woman from the crowd vacuum and then beating her up. Like, what is it that you miss? Because I think, other than the main event scene, the Attitude Era is grossly overrated. And whenever I use an example, everyone's like, yeah, well, not that show, obviously. But I do that with every show. And everyone's just like, not that show, obviously. Like, it's the other bits of the Attitude Era that are good. And you're like, which bits? And it's like, yeah, Stone Cold, amazing. The Rock, amazing. Triple H, amazing. Like, you know, the main event scene in the Attitude Era was great at times. Not consistently, but, you know, a lot of it was great. But most of the rest of it wasn't. I think that I Miss the Attitude Era narrative is a little bit less prominent nowadays. I think people are slowly realizing, through the ability to watch so much of it back, like on the network, that wasn't really that, like, mecca of pro wrestling in terms of time, at least, you know, that people made it out to be. Oh, yeah, you know what? No, now I get it. That was actually quite impressive. And that was quite a good finish. You know what? I quite like that finish. I do have to question, though. We have 57 minutes left on the show. Is the cage match going to go, like, 45? I reckon they can kill about 12 minutes. Between an interview and entrances and the gubbins at the end. Maybe a video package? It was a pretty fun ending to the match, I'm not going to lie. You know, I'll give credit where it's due. I'm not going to poo-poo the Attitude Era when they do something good. Oh, okay. Oh, we've got a triangle ladder tag match. Not ladder match. How many stone is he? How many stone did he say? I missed that. I forgot about the triangle tag match. Holly's Edge and Christian and someone else. I forget who. Hardys? Like, literally the last show we watched, we just had the Hardys attack Edge and Christian. Or cost them the match or whatever. I assume they know. Thank you. You're welcome. Look at the little babies. Are they? I thought weren't the Dudleys versus the Acolytes the #1 contender match? These are neither the Dudleys nor the Acolytes. What happened there? So they seem to be baby faces. Okay. Really? I'm pretty sure more shows than that were on Sky Box Office. Unless, are we still in the era when all the pay-per-views are on Sky Sports? That weird gimmick where they just claim to weigh more than they do. It was fun though. It was just silly fun, wasn't it? Yeah, I forgot about this match. Okay, cool. Because I was going to say, no, ain't no way Rock and Triple H are doing 45 minutes in a cage in the UK. Ain't no way. Be lucky if they go 20. Elimination. Ooh. In the multi-team tag matches where only 2 men are legal, how is it decided which team doesn't start with a legal man? I mean, okay, they're willing to accept it, but like within kayfabe, why is it agreed that way? Hardcore Holly and Bradshaw jaw-jacking. That could easily work into a shoot at any moment with those two. Take themselves real seriously. Yeah, why isn't Billy Gunn here? I think Crash Holly's one of the unsung heroes of this era. He was loads of fun. Like, he was fun to watch in the ring, but like, between the 24/7 title stuff that mostly revolved around him, this weighing over 400 pounds gimmick, he was just loads of fun. Like, definitely one of the things I enjoyed the most about the Attitude Era would be Crash Holly, honestly. Outside of the main event scene, I should say. Oof. Yeah, questionable suplex, but nice low suplex is one way to say that. Is a positive way to say that, I guess. What? He just threatened to throw Farouk off a roof. Crash Holly not knowing where to go. The referee's like managed to escort Hardcore Holly all the way to the corner. He's just like, nah, I think I'll run across and hit Farouk again, actually. That is not even a little bit like getting dropped out of a 5-story building, JR. That on your head, that would kill you. What is happening here? This referee, weren't they just talking like a couple of matches ago about how the referees have more authority now since the strike is over? Hardcore Holly did not receive that memo, it seems. Oh! Hardcore Holly just watched that happen. He's been so proactive in saving Crash multiple times and just did nothing in the actual crucial moment. The Hollies were eliminated after, like, I don't know, 3-4 minutes tops. If you didn't want them in the match, why just don't put them in the match? That is not how tags work. He was in the wrong corner. Why is Farouk move corners? I understand why Edge and Christian would move corners. Although why not just start in that corner? Why is Farouk moved to the opposite corner, and why is that okay? Also, why did Edge and Christian tag when both inside the ring and both on the middle of the rope? That's not how tags work. Bosh. Oh god, not Shane McMahon. How do you know? You just have people like constantly in your ear doing a roll call of who's in the building. Like Michael PSA's is like my sources tell me, and that's fair enough. You've got an earpiece, a headset on. You know, you could have someone feeding you information through it. That's fine. But JR's like, Bulldog hasn't left yet. How do you know? Like I say, do you just have like a voice in your ear constantly doing roll call? Or maybe just someone who updates you whenever anyone arrives or leaves. I guess that would be more practical, wouldn't it? Maybe that's how it works in kayfabe, because, like, oh, yeet, and then a follow-away slam. Love Farouk just kicking Edge out the ring. Even though he's already heading to leave the ring. God, do you want to be any further from the corner with that tag? Crazy. Yeah, I guess the practical way that JR would know Bulldog was there is if you had a person out in the parking lot that just announces anyone to the announcers, to the commentators. Like when someone arrives or someone leaves. You just get them going, British Bulldog leaving. The Rock arriving. You know, that sort of thing. Oh, Bradshaw might be... I don't know who's taller out of Bradshaw and Godfather, but might also be one of the contenders for the shortest guy to step over the top rope. And again, in no way saying that Bradshaw's a small man. Just saying he's not step over the top rope tall, I don't think. And whatever the hell Christian does. Did Christian have the Unprettier yet? I don't think he did. What would Christian's finisher have been in these days? I don't even know. Spectacular extravaganza. Not much has changed, but they live underwater. Yeah, they really just didn't need to include the Holly Cousins in this match. This was always just going to be a straight up tag match between these two for the majority of the match, wasn't it? And these two teams. You know what I mean. These four. Whee! It's amazing how quickly a wrestler recovers from a several minute beatdown after getting the hot tag. Like, not even the person who received the tag, the person who made the tag just suddenly gets a new lease on life. So, second wind, as it were. Oh, did not expect that to be the finish. Bradshaw made sure to see him sneakily lift that shoulder on 3.5. Naughty, naughty. What a weird finish. Like, we literally just had the commentators name Edge's finisher, and then he just won the match with not that. Watch Bradshaw's shoulder. You see that? See his shoulder? That was intentional. John. I see you, John. Is China actually going to be there? A salad steel cage? Steel cage made out of salad? Well, it wouldn't be steel then, would it? Just be a salad cage. Oh, we do have a video package for the main event. We care about this one, it seems. Oh my god. League. Oh, naughty, naughty. That hand did a lot for you there, Rock. It's very convoluted, this, isn't it? Lots of people being promised title shots for lots of various reasons and lack of reasons and whatever. Oh, bye, Felicia. This is a hell of a video package. We're just showing, like, entire extended highlights of a match. Not laughing at King, laughing at Austin, laughing. Oh, they really did go for it in this match. Oh, there's that extra referee authority we were talking about. Rock bouncing off his own rock bottom. Why is King so keen for him to count? Wow! That was last of the last milliseconds. Well done, Earl Hebner, for counting at the right cadence there for that. So he stopped The Rock winning and then power slammed to H. For whatever reason. We need a referee. He's right, we do need a referee. I mean, he is being unbiased. He's not helping. He's against both of them. The Rock might be, in terms of the quality of refereeing, the worst special referee of all time. But in terms of entertainment value, the best. Oh yeah, and the sliding people's elbow in the dress shoes. Yeah, gotta love it. Just a random Austin attack to end the video package for checks notes, The Rock versus Triple H. See, the main event scene's entertaining. It's everything else that's not always the best. Has it? I mean, this show went short anyway. 2 hours, 23 minutes and some seconds. 31 seconds. Which they usually run more like 2:45. And we've got all this time wasting and filibustering as well. They just could not be bothered giving us a full show, could they? They're like, we'll just stretch some of the stuff out. It's fine. I still love the delay in the reactions of Shane and Vince. So good. While Stephanie carefully placed herself on the floor, they had to kill a bit of time. Wasn't that impromptu, was it? It was announced like an hour ahead. Impromptu usually means like, you know, the people started fighting, then suddenly a referee appeared and they're like, you know what, yeah, let's have a match, go. And that's it. That's impromptu. Oh, they were killing all the time because they had to construct the cage, because in 1999 they were still just manually building the cage. The cage is tiny as well. Like, it's only just taller than Tony Chimmel. Sorry, it's Sir Anthony Chimmel. Excuse me. What do you say about Sir Anthony Chimmel? Salad. Salad steel cage. Don't forget that bit. It sounds like you just explained the rules. Also, did he say it was escape only? That's the worst type of cage match, by the way. Having it as an option is one thing. Having it as the only victory condition, I don't like it. I don't love it at all. Really? You've never watched The Rock make an entrance before? Did they just throw salt packets at him from, like, McDonald's? I mean, yeah, for example, you can't pin the person. I mean, I was going to say, he can't, can he? Yeah. Oh, The Rock's got a microphone. Oh yeah, we were missing a Rock interview. Forgot about that. Look at that tiny little microphone head. That sounded so anticlimactic. So Birmingham. I'd have said Birmingham. Not Birmingham. It's because he wanted to say Birmingham and then remembered he's not supposed to. He's supposed to say Birmingham. He's literally a WWF champion. He's a pretty big shot within the context of WWF, I would say. I think he said world. Not country. Because, you know, it's an international show. I think that was the whole point. What? What? What a weird thing to say. Weren't they orange? What is he going on about? Has he lost his mind? Oh. I mean, it's a bit of a reach to get to here, but okay, I get it. Is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory a British thing? Did he do that for the UK pop? Is that not an international thing? I wonder what he's going to say. We speak the same language, JR. Oh, God. I bet it's not. Uh-oh. Fair. Fair little bit of improv. Do you reckon he planned that and just had to try and find a Triple H fan? Oh, Tony Shovel's not falling asleep then. Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be accompanied by China. Why has he got a plastic cup, not a bottle? That's so weird. What? That's so weird. I know it's a minor detail, but it's so weird for Triple H not to have the water bottle. Tonight? Yeah, probably. Or today, whatever. Whenever you're watching this. Hell in a Cell has already been invented, JR. What are you talking about, good sir? How can there be countouts when they can't leave the ring? That's a good point. Do you reckon we'll get blood? Do they bother blading in the UK? Are we worthy of the people's blood? Is that really what The Rock's trying to do when he does his promos? I feel like he's just doing his bit. Wow, that's a bold claim. None more arrogant in wrestling history. Okay. So we've got, what, 25 minutes? That seems more reasonable. I said I could see them going about 20. Don't call The Rock that. Just because he belittled that one fan. Oh, that cage was a bit shaky. Kick in the face. Is The Rock only 27 at this point? That's crazy. That's genuinely quite impressive, to be honest. I mean, that seems pretty on brand for him, to be honest. It was weird that they had like a whole story thread running through the night of Bulldog trying to get into the match in his home country. And then it was just like, nah. Feels like the show would have been very, very similar without that whole thread going through it. He tried convincing Vince McMahon. Vince said no. Then he threw a bin at Stephanie, and that caused Vince to leave. You know, the person who can make the decisions like that. Then he tried convincing Triple H by attacking Chyna, and Triple H was like, I don't care about her. And it just feels like it was all very pointless. Oh, God. Silly Bulldog. Salad Steel. That maneuver! Airhorn guy comes in useful for the second time. Still think we'd be at a net positive if we just shoved it up his backside. But, maybe someone did and that was him farting. Who knows? $10-12 feet up. He was stood on the top rope, my guy. I mean, I suppose his head might have been 10-12 feet up. But his head also didn't hit the mat, so he didn't fall 10 feet, did it? They love their exaggerations, don't they? Triple H what? I can't read that sign. Too much cage in the way. God, there'd never be repetition in wrestling, would there, Michael Hayes? What? American doorstops different than British ones. Ours are at floor level. How would you walk headfirst into one of them? Unless you were a borrower. Are American doorstops different? Unless he means one of those contraptions at the top of a door that like slow down the slam of the door. But even then, how would you walk headfirst into one of them? They're like, that's assuming the entire audience is like 6'8", which is quite a bold assumption to make. I don't know. Anyone American get that reference? Like how you would walk headfirst into a doorstop? How that would be a reasonable thing to expect you to not to try at home, to warn you not to try it. Does Triple H just keep assaulting the cage on his rebounds? Because when The Rock went off the ropes, the cage didn't move, but every time Triple H does, there's a big rattle. Yeah, he was much closer to the door, which is an easier escape route regardless, but also meant he wouldn't have had to walk like the entire way across the ring. Helmsley planning on going head first to retain the title. I know he cares about the title more than life itself, but killing yourself by diving off the top of the cage head first onto concrete doesn't seem like a wise decision to me. Okay, Triple H might have actually been up 10, 12 feet. Maybe. Maybe 10. A cage isn't that tall, though, from in the ring. It's tall to outside. Well, The Rock's 6'5", so I'd say the cage is probably about 8 foot. It's probably 10 foot tall to the floor. But the ring's a good couple of feet tall, maybe 3. Title change. It's the worst tongue twister I've ever heard. Oh no, he's raked the eyes. Now Rock can never know which way he's down. Yeah, that felt a bit too close. That felt a bit like, why the hell did The Rock not just win there? Like, I know he's like 10 foot up, but I reckon if you just drop from that height and just... Oh, ouch. Just allow yourself to crumple as you hit the floor instead of trying to land on your feet properly, I think you'd be fine from 10 foot. Like, I think he could have just dropped down and won. Even after getting his eyes raked, he didn't have to front flip back into the cage. It's just a normal reaction to getting to someone poking you in the eyes to do a front flip, of course. It's like the standard human reaction, right? Did The Rock and Triple H just both take the same exact hit? Also, why does The Rock keep trying to pull Triple H's pants down? Is he trying to prank him by exposing his butt on British pay-per-view? I wouldn't put it past them. Well, he's on the exact opposite side of the cage from the door, JR, so my guess would be no. Why? 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 What purpose does that serve him? The Rock. Usually the one taking the suplex is the one it's supposed to hurt the most. Otherwise no one would use suplexes. I'm getting a bit bored of that air horn guy now. And by now I mean 2 hours ago. Yep, we're over 2 hours in, so I can say that now. Power slam. Never be the same again. I thought that we would just be friends. Who is that sings that? Better than me. I can't remember. Nothing's going to stop him, you say, Michael P.S. Hayes. Looks an awful lot like Triple H just stopped him. Another rock bottom? Nope. Uh-oh. He was fine a second ago. He pulled the Rock down, elbowed the Rock in the head to get out of a rock bottom, then hit a pedigree, and now he's on the floor. Why? What about that sequence hurt you? I know, drama. I know. Slam the door, Earl Hebner. You know you want to. Earl Hebner hates Triple H. Do it. Do it, Earl. Wait. Why would you say no and trying to stop him? Anything goes, Earl. Anything goes! Which part of that do you not understand? There's that respect for the officials again. Are we going to have a visual fall? Yeah, we're going to have a visual fall in a cage match. That's crazy. Why, does the timekeeper not have eyes? I know it's not his job, but, like, come on, that one's pretty clear-cut. It's not like it's a pinfall that someone has to count to let the wrestler have the chance to kick out. It's like feet touching floor. It's pretty clear-cut. I love that their announce desk is just literally 2 tables with a cloth. Question is, what do they keep under the announce table that's so hidden? Because the announce table is always kind of shielded. But when they set up like the table, is it aesthetically just to make it look a bit like an announce table they put a cloth over it? Because if so, surely they'd have put the cloth over the top as well. Feels like they're hiding something. Is it Stone Cold Steve Austin? Is he going to be here? He really struggles, doesn't he, to say Birmingham. He sort of says the first two syllables like Birmingham, and then remember... Oh, well, there wasn't really much need for that, was there? I think he's going to blade. Not the best improv you've ever done, Rock. Try not to impale yourself on that thing, Rock. Oh, let's see what's under the table. What's so secret? Yep. Yeah, he is, actually. Just wires. I guess it's to protect people from tripping over the wires. It's cable management. Something I'm not particularly great at. Yeah, like, someone should check on Earl Hebner. He's been unconscious for, like, a long time now. So when does Bulldog come out? Speaking of being heard, am I being heard? Yep, cool, good. Anything can happen. God damn it, JR. Did it not? Did it not taste like fish and chips? No. Did you see that kid at the front? The door's open. You just look stupid doing that. Hey, there's Bulldog. Wedgie. Look at the strength of Bulldog. He managed to give the Rock a wedgie. Oh, in the ghoulies. Oof. Oh, here's the Stooges. I mean, Bulldog's being made to look like an absolute beast. He's taken out China, Shane, Briscoe and Patterson, The Rock, Triple H, and most impressively, Stephanie McMahon. Oh, go on, Rock. Hit him in the balls. Bulldog got neutered. Another rock bottom. Okay, now he's going to go for the door. Earl Hebner's like, what happened? Why are there 3 unconscious people outside the ring? Why are there 3 people in the ring? Didn't Triple H say he doesn't care about China? Also, hasn't China been babyface all night? Oh, The Rock telling them all what the rest of the match entails. Very loudly. She didn't think to go after Bulldog, maybe. Who literally just attacked her like an hour ago. She seems to be over that pretty quickly. It's pretty convoluted logic, and I use that term very loosely. There is plenty to get. Yes, he does have plenty of hair. Thank you for that observation, Michael. PSAs. This is carnage. We cheer that assault on a woman. On the same woman that we've booed 2 men for assaulting, by the way, in the show. I don't think Bulldog's expressly on Triple H's side. He was attacking Triple H before. Yeah. Yeah. True. The match was good. There are so much shenanigans and so many logic gaps in how people are acting. Like, why does China care more about Triple H than about getting revenge on the Bulldog? Uh-oh. You're gonna get in trouble. Now suddenly The Rock's fine after being beaten down for like a minute by a very large man, the British Bulldog. Oh God. That did not go well. Oh, we're gonna send the fans home happy, haven't we? Yeah. Yeah, but he locked the door at the time when The Rock was unconscious on the floor and Bulldog was beating him up and literally kicking him while he's down. So is he really doing anything at the Bulldog? Well, The Rock seems very happy for somebody who just failed to win the WWF title. Overall, that was, I think the fairest way to analyse that it would be to say that is exactly what I expected that show to be. No real complaints. Fun ending. A wild ride. Not always good, but mostly good, actually. Mostly good. Let me know what you thought of the show in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you'd like to do more historic watch-alongs with me. And other wrestling content as well that I produce. But for now, all I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been EBEZA, you've been amazing, and I'll see you next time.